Howdy folks, hope you all had a great weekend and welcome to another episode of Mingles with Jingles. I actually live streamed for the first, well, I don't know, it feels like forever, this weekend as part of Operation Supply Drop's Torpedoes for Troops charity drive. It was a 36-hour live stream with World of Warships community contributors from both the EU and North America, all chipping in to do their bit. I had a lot of fun. Mostly because I basically ran a few games with a bunch of you guys from the North American server. We played Operations, we did V25 torpedo jousting. We had a little bit more time, we'd have done Battleship secondary gun batteries only brawls. But before I knew it, my 3 hours was up, we were done, and it was somebody else's turn to take over. I hope everybody enjoyed it, and I hope that everybody who was lucky enough to get into a game also enjoyed it. And thank you to everybody who donated. Thank you to everybody who bought an Operation Supply Drop t-shirt, and even if you couldn't afford to donate or buy a t-shirt, everybody who watched was helping just by virtue of watching on Twitch. Next up, Mingles with Jingles. Over the last month or so, for various different reasons, there haven't actually been that many proper episodes of Mingles with Jingles. We've had some emergency Mingles with Jingles videos, we've had some special kitten versions of Mingles with Jingles, but there's been various different things going on. That usually meant Mingles with Jingles has had to take a bit of a back seat. However, even on those occasions where I have done a proper episode of Mingles with Jingles over the course of the last month or so, it's been pointed out to me recently that I suddenly seem to have stopped answering questions in these videos. And you know what, you're absolutely right. But don't worry, start today, that's going to change. So we're going to start as I mean to carry on this week, and the first question comes from the Salt Mines Discord server, and it was posted by Sean, and he wants to know, Jingles, can you please answer questions in Mingles with Jingles again? Yes, Sean, I can. Lilgoth89 wanted to know, Mr. Jingles, how is Boo? I don't think you've much mentioned your dog in quite a while. Boo's actually doing really well. And in fact, there is going to be a video coming up of when we introduced him to Akazuki for the first time. Things didn't quite go the way I was expecting. I mean, I realise I'm running the risk of spoiling the video when I do eventually publish it, but the thing about Boo is he's always been a bit nervous around other animals. It took him a long time to get used to our big ginger cat, Juicy. But Juicy's absolutely fine with Boo. She barely even notices him. And he's okay with her now. He's still a bit wary about Crystalline, and Crystalline just doesn't like him at all. But, you know, they kind of tolerate each other. I was expecting Boo to be very nervous around Akazuki as well. Akazuki, on the other hand, because she's been around other cats, lots and lots and lots of other cats, since the day she was born. So when we introduced her to Crystalline and Juicy, the other two cats, Akazuki was fine. I mean, it was just, it's just another two cats, big deal. It was the two older cats who were the ones that, you know, had to get over the whole, what's this new intruder doing in our house thing. Crystalline's basically fine with Akazuki now. Juicy is still going to take a bit more work. But when the time came to introduce her to Boo, I thought that Akazuki was just going to be, it's another animal for me to play with. And Boo was going to be the one that we were going to have to reassure. And in fact, it was exactly the opposite. When we brought Boo into the room to show him to Akazuki, she hissed at him. I have never seen her do that. Ever. This was the first time. Boo wasn't too sure about what was going on himself, but, well, you know, he's a dog. You just scratch his ears and rub his belly, and he's instantly happy. But Akazuki, you know, we introduced her to the other two cats. She didn't give a shit. It was the other two cats that had to be reassured. But you brought the dog into the room. She was, nope, don't like this. No, what the hell is that? You brought a dog in here. What's wrong with you? But anyway, I caught it all on video. At some point in the future, it will be going up. I've got no doubt that her and Boo are going to get along fine. But I don't think she's ever seen a dog before. And she just had no idea what he was. So that was kind of amusing. And also a little bit of a spoiler for a future upcoming kitten video. But hey, people asked. Boo's fine. Akazuki doesn't like him one bit. But she's just going to have to learn to live with him because he was here first. Next question comes from Naaah, who said, so, Jingles, War Thunder has light cruisers now. Care to give it a go? Yeah, no, not really. it just doesn't interest me. I'm not entirely sure. I can't really nail down what it is about the ships in War Thunder that just doesn't interest me. I gave it a go, and something about it just didn't feel right. I really can't narrow down what it was. I mean, I've watched other people playing on Twitch. I've seen Flamu playing. I think I've seen Isolate playing as well. And of course, you've also got people like Fly Daily who do all sorts of War Thunder videos. And they all seem to thoroughly enjoy it. And they don't seem to think there's anything wrong with it. I'm not saying that there is something wrong with it. I mean, if you asked me to point to what it was in War Thunder ships that I thought didn't work properly or wasn't done well, I couldn't do that because I don't know what it is about it that just doesn't gel with me. I think it's a personal thing. I mean, it just doesn't excite or interest me the way World of Warships does. And I don't know why. I had a go. I thought, meh. I've watched people playing it on Twitch, and I still think, meh. Clearly I'm in the minority here, because all kinds of people play it, all kinds of people enjoy it, all kinds of people enjoy watching other people play it. But I am definitely not one of them. And it pisses me off because I don't know why. I wish that I could figure out what it was about War Thunder ships that I could point to and say, there, that's it. That's the reason why I don't like this, because then I might be able to do something about it. But as it is, it just doesn't grab me. So, no, I don't think so. I don't think I'll be playing War Thunder ships anytime soon. I mean, I wish them the best of luck. They've clearly got a good product and lots of people enjoy it, but I am just not one of them. Speaking of things that people don't seem to enjoy, and this isn't an answer to a question as much as a response to, well, some comments that I've been seeing, and also I think a general sentiment based on the number of dislikes that certain types of videos have been getting compared to others. And I'm talking about World of Warships replays here, specifically World of Warships replays, where I've seen somebody like Flambas or Flamu, as just two examples, have a particularly good game that they wanted to share with me and therefore also share with you, and I've put it into a video. And I've noticed that there are certain comments that keep cropping up. Namely, wow, this channel's just turned into Jingles featuring replays from his friends. And I don't think that's particularly fair. I mean, if you look at the numbers, I've done something like 300 World of Warships videos, and maybe 10 have been from other community contributors like Flamu or Flambas. So I don't think we're in any danger of my channel just suddenly turning into an exclusive World of Warships channel that only features replays from other community contributors. And I suspect that the people making these comments were fully aware of that, but, well, you know, this is the internet. If you want to make a point, you have to, at some point, compare somebody to Hitler, don't you? So it's just the way things go. On the internet in general, and in YouTube comments in particular. But at the same time, for all of the people who are saying that, there are probably 10 people who aren't saying it, but are hitting the dislike button. And I have noticed this, and I can kind of understand why. I mean, first there's the perception that if you want to get a replay featured, you have to be somebody famous. You know, there's no room for the little guy. And that's patently untrue, because the overwhelming majority of World of Warships replays that I feature are from you guys. But I understand that the perception is there. And believe it or not, my understanding that reason is why you see as few World of Warships replays from other community contributors on my channel as you do. I mean, Flambas in particular sends me an amazing replay around about once a week. And yet I don't put that into a video once a week. And I don't do it because I understand that there is this perception that if you want to get featured on my channel, you have to be some kind of World of Warships superstar. And I don't want people to think that. At the same time, though, when somebody like Flambas or Flamu sends me a replay, you know it's going to be something spectacular. And I want to show you spectacular World of Warships games. So, for all of the videos that you do see here on this channel that feature other community contributors like Flamu or Flambas, there are probably a dozen replays that you don't see that I could very easily have shown on the channel and would have been amazing battles, but I choose not to do it because at the end of the day it's more about you guys than it is about other community contributors who already have Twitch or their own YouTube channels to feature their own content. And then of course there's also the fact that not everybody who comes to my channel to watch World of Warships battles is a particular fan of people like Flamu or Flambas. Flamu isn't known as the world's most toxic World of Warships streamer without good reason. Personally, I think he's hilarious, and I love watching him. And I think everybody could learn a lot from watching him play because, you know, while he's ranting at his teammates, he is at least also trying to educate his audience in how to be better at World of Warships. But at the same time, I do appreciate that personality is a major issue, particularly on mediums like Twitch and YouTube, and it's usually the personality that people come for. So I understand that if you're not a great fan of, for example, Flamu's personality, you're probably not overly keen on watching one of his replays, for example, on my YouTube channel. And yet, at the same time, you have to understand that if you're watching a battle replay on my YouTube channel, you're not getting the personality of the person who submitted it. You're getting my personality because I'm the one doing the commentary over it. My aim is to bring you quality entertainment, whether it's Red Dead Redemption 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Subnautica, World of Warships, World of Tanks, whatever. It's the quality of the gameplay. Well, not in Red Dead Redemption 2 or Horizon Zero Dawn because it's me playing. But you know, I'd hoped that it was the quality of the gameplay. The entertainment value of the gameplay, that was important. And yet, maybe, I don't know, maybe I'm being a bit silly because I do realise that personality is important. And if people, for example, and I'm going to stick with Flamu here as an example, if people don't like Flamu and they come to my channel to watch, you know, me talking about games, and lo and behold, there I am featuring one of Flamu's battles, that's probably going to prompt them to hit the dislike button. Because they don't like the idea that I might be promoting somebody that they don't appreciate watching. So I do get it. And that's exactly why I try to keep it to a minimum. So, well, hopefully you understand that what I'm trying to do here is balance a bunch of different priorities. On the one hand, I want to show you the best possible stuff. And sometimes that means getting replays from the best possible players, whether that's Flamu, Flambas, or any number of other different community contributors. And most of you are perfectly fine with that. You know, you don't really care where the entertainment comes from as long as it's good entertainment. Most of you. But not all of you. And I understand why. I do get it. And this is the reason why I do try to keep it to a minimum. And the vast majority, the overwhelming majority, like 90% or more of all of the World of Warships and World of Tanks replays and battles that I do feature on this channel are from you guys and not from my super mega star friends in the community contributor program, and that's the way it's going to stay. But I will continue to feature games from these guys occasionally, because at the end of the day I'm here to provide you with the best possible quality content, and sometimes if you want the best possible quality you have to go to the best possible players. But it's certainly not going to become the main focus of the channel, regardless of what you might have heard in the comments section of certain recent YouTube videos. Anyway, hopefully I've made my position clear, and hopefully everybody understands. Next up, Hesh said, Jingles, I've been enjoying the Horizon Zero Dawn series, could we have a bit more? You certainly can, although probably not more than one a week. The thing about Horizon Zero Dawn, well, it's kind of similar to Red Dead Redemption 2. Both games are PlayStation exclusives. Actually, no they're not. Horizon Zero Dawn is a PlayStation exclusive. Red Dead Redemption 2 is a console exclusive. The reason I feature games like that is, well, first, they're incredibly good games. And secondly, most of you guys are never going to get to play them because they're console exclusives, or in the case of Horizon Zero Dawn, a PlayStation exclusive. And that's a bloody shame. I mean, these are fantastic gaming experiences. And if you've got a PC, you're out of luck. The only way you're ever going to see Horizon Zero Dawn or Red Dead Redemption 2, well, maybe not Red Dead Redemption 2, I mean, I'm pretty confident that at some point in the future, Red Dead Redemption 2 in particular will probably get a PC port. I mean, they did it with Grand Theft Auto 5, which did incredibly well on PC. If there's money to be made, they're probably going to do it. When, however, is anybody's guess. And so, if you have a PC, the only chance you've got to experience great games like this is either by going out and buying a console yourself, or finding a YouTube channel that shows the gameplay. And I'm very happy to be one of those YouTube channels that shows my fellow PC gaming master race brothers and sisters exactly what it is we're missing out on. I mean, there's absolutely no real reason why these games couldn't come out on PC. I mean, Red Dead Redemption 2 is basically just Grand Theft Horse, and GTA 5 works absolutely fine on PC. Horizon Zero Dawn is basically Far Cry, except with a fantastic story and a compelling setting. And I'm pretty sure we've seen our fair share of Far Cry games, and games that mimic the Far Cry experience here on PC. Basically every game that Ubisoft has published in the last 5 years so, at some point can be likened to Far Cry. So we know these games work on PC, and the only reason that we don't have them on PC is because of console exclusivity contracts. So, you know, sometimes it really sucks to be a PC gamer. But you don't have to worry, because that's what I'm here for. So, I realise this isn't exactly what you asked. But, yes, you will be seeing more Horizon Zero Dawn. Although, it's certainly not going to be as long a series as the Red Dead Redemption 2 series that I'm doing. With Red Dead Redemption 2, I'm still cutting out massive sections of gameplay just to try to get the story down, and it's still going to take months before I get this series finished. I mean, it is that huge a game, it really is. With Horizon Zero Dawn, I'm being even more brutal and cutting out pretty much all of the side quests and optional missions and so on, and just sticking to the main story plotline because it is so good. There are all kinds of other console games that I have. The Last of Us, for example, which I understand is getting a sequel very, very soon. Beyond Two Souls, which I just got because you can play it co-op. So that's a game that I plan on playing with Rita. All kinds of console games that at some point I'm going to be featuring on the channel. Now, don't worry, this isn't going to suddenly change into a console gaming channel overnight, but I do like to try to expand people's horizons a bit. There's still going to be plenty of World of Tanks and plenty of World of Warships, overwhelmingly so. But at the same time, I do like to try to spread my wings a little bit. And while I accept and understand that the overwhelming majority of people are only coming here for World of Tanks and or World of Warships, there's still a sizable minority, and it is a minority. I mean, just look at the viewing figures. I'll put up a World of Tanks or a World of Warships video, I'll get 110,000 views. I'll put up Red Dead Redemption 2 or Horizon Zero Dawn, and they're lucky if they get 30,000. Now that's... lucky if they get 30,000. How many people are sitting there thinking, I wish my videos were lucky to get 30,000 views? Well, yeah, sure, I get it. But that's still a large number of people who are watching and enjoying these videos. It's nowhere near as many people who are watching and enjoying the World of Tanks and World of Warships videos, but it's still a large amount of people. That being said, I don't plan on changing things around too much. I mean, you've still got your weekly bread and butter World of Tanks and World of Warships videos. But then I do also like to feature something different, whether that's Red Dead Redemption 2, Horizon Zero Dawn, Assassin's Creed Odyssey, Subnautica Below Zero, just to shake things up a little. And it's very gratifying to see the number of people out there when I do feature a game, for example, that isn't World of Tanks or World of Warships, and I'll take a look at the comments, and people are saying, wow, I didn't even know this game existed. It's absolutely fantastic. I have been really enjoying it. Thank you so much for introducing me to this new game that I wouldn't have known about otherwise. Of course, at the same time, you're also going to see comments from people saying, I didn't come here for this shit, where's my World of Tanks? So, you got to take the rough with the smooth. What can I say? So, but anyway, yes, to answer your question, there will be more Horizon Zero Dawn. There'll be more of a whole lot of other things that I haven't gotten around to showing you yet. But you don't have to worry. The main focus of the channel is still going to be World of Tanks and World of Warships. Not just because that's what most of you come here for, but it's also two of the games that I find the most interesting as well. While we're on the subject of World of Tanks and World of Warships, Burnstick V2 is back with a question. And it's an oldie and it's a goldie. It's the kind of question that does seem to keep popping up every now and then, so apparently I'm going to need to keep answering it every now and then, although it has been a long time since I last addressed this question. He's saying, "Okay, Jingles, I'm not aware that you mentioned it somewhere, and so I'm going to ask, is there a good pattern as to how we can send you replays, like in the title, including for what we think it's good for, or other stuff, or just the usual and just mention in the mail itself what happened, etc. Might be useful not only for me, but also for other people." So, once more with feeling, if you find yourself playing World of Tanks or World of Warships, and you end up having the game of your life, or something ridiculous, unexpected, or hilarious happens that you think might be of interest to other people, down below in the video description is the email address that you can send that replay to. However, as you can probably imagine, and as Burnstick V2 has guessed, I do tend to get a lot of emails, and there are only so many hours in the day that I can dictate to going through them and trying to decide which games are going to be worth putting into a video. So, if you want to increase the chances that I may pay attention to your email, try to make sure that the title of the email contains as much information as possible in as compact a format as possible. And I'll give you a perfect example. Right now, I'm sitting looking at my Gmail page, and the very latest email I've received is entitled World of Warships Midway 241,000 damage nail biter. Now that sounds like it might be worth watching. By contrast, I scroll down just a couple of lines and I'll have an email that's entitled no subject. I don't even know from looking at the title of the email whether or not it's World of Tanks, World of Warships, or just somebody begging me for money, right? So there's very little chance. I mean, you know, look at it from my perspective. If you were to choose between those two emails, which one would you look at? If you were interested in a World of Warships replay that featured a ridiculous amount of damage and a nail-biter ending, it's probably not going to be the one entitled no subject. Here's another one. Julio Cesare, 7 kills, 7 achievements, seal clubbing deluxe. That sounds like it might be fun to watch. Kraken in the 155mm Megami. Straight away I know exactly what I can expect to see without even having to click on the email itself, let alone watch the replay. So you can see the sort of thing that I'm actually looking for here. Try to include as much information as possible in your title without, you know, having your title being longer than the text of the email. No subject doesn't really tell me anything and doesn't give me any incentive to investigate further. Finally, and possibly the most important thing you can do if you're sending me a replay, is to actually send me the replay. Or at the very least, provide a link to the replay. I can't begin to tell you the number of times I've seen the title of an email and thought, wow, that sounds amazing. I've opened the email, I've read the text, and wow, yes, this does sound amazing, except there's no replay included. So those are the two steps. Try to make your title stand out. Make sure that it gives me as much information as I need to decide that I might actually be interested in opening the email and looking at the replay, and do try to include the actual replay, or at the very least a link to it. Sir Blake posed the question, Jingles, have you considered making a second YouTube channel? We can find you in case of unexpected copyright strikes. You can upload videos that you wouldn't want on the main channel. You can upload unedited stream videos, short announcement videos to say you'll join a stream or visit a museum, kitten videos as much as you want, interact easier with the core of your viewers. Doesn't have to be active, it's there when you want it for whatever you want. Sir Blake, I've seen a couple of people asking this question recently, and I don't see the point. I mean, okay, you raised a couple of points. I'll address them each in order. First, we can find you in case of unexpected copyright strikes. Well, if I'm ever unlucky enough, or careless enough that my entire channel gets taken down, I'll go ahead then and create another YouTube channel. Next he says you can upload videos that you wouldn't want on the main channel. If I don't want a video on the main channel, I'm not going to make the video or upload it in the first place. I can upload unedited stream videos. I don't stream, so I don't need it for that. Short announcement videos to say you will join a stream or visit a museum. Is there any reason why I can't do that on the main channel? In fact, I do that on the main channel. And if I was doing it on a secondary channel, surely less people would see it, which would kind of defeat the purpose of doing an announcement video. I mean, isn't that the kind of thing that I would want to put on the main channel so everybody sees it? Kitten videos as much as you want. I can do kitten videos as much as I want on the main channel. It's my channel. And we kind of covered that one last week. And don't forget, anytime I do something like that, it's always additional bonus content. I mean, you know, you get your daily video and then stuff like that if you want to watch that too. So, again, don't see a problem here. Interact easier with the core of your viewers. How? Am I missing something here? How am I going to interact easier with the core of my viewers on a secondary channel that hardly anybody is going to watch? Although, I don't know, maybe he has something there. Maybe if I was to have a secondary channel, it would only really be my hardcore viewers that checked it out. I mean, that kind of makes a bit of sense. The channel doesn't have to be active, it's there when you want it for whatever you want. But isn't that what my main channel's for? I mean, my main channel is there when I want it for whatever I want. Am I just not understanding the benefit here of having a secondary YouTube channel? Because I definitely don't understand the benefit of having a secondary YouTube channel. I'm not really seeing any reason why I should do it, other than because I have to, because my main channel has been taken down for whatever reason. Seriously, if I am just completely missing the point here, feel free to go ahead and explain it to me in the comments of this video, because I don't see the need for it, and I just don't get it. Well, anyway, it's nearly 2 o'clock in the morning, which means it's nearly time for Game of Thrones Season 8, Episode 4. And so, I think it's around about time I put this episode of Mingles with Jingles to bed. And then after watching Game of Thrones, put myself to bed as well. So, thank you guys for the questions. And if you have any further questions, the best way for me to see them is to post them in the Mingle with the Jingles channel on the Salt Mines Discord server. As always, link down below in the video description. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this episode of Mingles with Jingles. I hope you all had a great weekend, but forget it because it's Monday. And as always, take care, and I'll catch you next time.